Hi you guys, it's your girl Jules. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you a shaping 101 and I'm going to show you guys how I shape my tapered square, my coffin, and my stiletto. Yeah you guys, so right before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel you guys for more wonderful content. So right now we're going to get into what you're going to need. And yeah you guys, my nail is broke. I have to take this set off and anyhow, but don't look at it. So here you guys, I have 3 different types of nail tips that I'm going to be using in this video, and these are the 3 different types of nail tips that I use that help me get the shapes faster, easier, and it's just better you guys than to just use, you know, regular square tips. You can use regular square tips for any shape: coffin, stiletto, ballerina, tapered square. You can use square to get any of those shapes, but I have 3 tips here that are already shaped in the shape that we need. We just need to go in and sharpen it up. So that's what's the easiest and the convenient thing about having the right tips. So before we get started, I'm going to tell you guys the tips that I have here. So I have here my stiletto tips, I have here my coffin tips, and then I have over here my tapered square. So I'm going to show you guys how I get my shapes, how quick and easy it is to get the shapes with these tips. So stay tuned. So right here you guys, I have all 3 different types of tips laid out. So right here I have my stiletto tip, and this is the tip that we're going to use to get our stiletto nail. In the middle I have my coffin nail, and this is the tip that we're going to use to get our coffin shape. And on the left I have my tapered square cut tip. So this is the nail that we're going to use to get our tapered square. So as you guys can see, these tips are already in the shape that we need them, which is why it's going to be so easy to sharpen up the shape and to get the defined look. Really quickly, I just want to let you guys know that I will have all of the tips listed in the description box except for the stiletto, because I got these tips from AliExpress and I don't like them because, as you can see, I'm going to show you guys. If you look right here, I'm holding the tip and it is very, very, very flimsy you guys. So look, like, it is very flimsy. So I don't recommend these tips. If you look on Amazon and you type in stiletto tips, I'm sure you can find some good quality ones, but for the sake of just quality, I'm not gonna link these. But I will have this one and this one linked down below for you guys, so you guys can go ahead and get them on Amazon. So right now I'm gonna go in with my IBD 5-second nail glue, and I'm going to glue on these tips, and I will be back. Okay, so here I have all my tips glued on. Really quickly, we're just gonna go through the tips one more time. We have our stiletto tip, we have our coffin tip, and we have our tapered square. So with the stiletto tip, we're going to be getting our stiletto shape. With the coffin nail, we're going to be getting our ballerina / coffin nail. And then with the tapered square nail, we're going to be getting our tapered square. So again, I will have everything linked down below for you guys. Super quickly, I just want to mention about the coffin nail tip. These are actually full coverage nail, which means these were designed to go all the way down to the cuticle, but you can use the full cover nail as a tip as long as the tip goes sidewall to sidewall and fits the nail. It's perfectly fine. So just keep that in mind. So of course we're going to start with our stiletto nail, and I'm going to show you guys how I get my stiletto nail. So for starters, you're going to need a really, really good nail file. I highly recommend 100 grit. You can use 80 grit. Anything 100 or lower is good. You can get the same shape with a 180 nail file, but I highly recommend 80 or 100 because it gets the shape faster, cleaner, and it's just easier. I'm going in with my pan 100 grit file, and I will have these linked down below. So to get my stiletto shape, and again, these nail tips are designed so you don't have to do too much and you get the shape fast. This is already in a stiletto shape, so we don't need to do much filing. So when I go in, I'm going to go in straight where the nail bed is and get that straight. So if you can see, there's a little piece hanging off. So you want to blend that in with the nail bed so that there is no extra tip hanging off. So I'm just going to go in straight, not like this, not at an angle, but straight. And I'm going to start to slowly blend the nail tip into the nail bed so that there's no extra nail hanging off, and that the nail tip blends in perfectly with the side of the nail bed. So as you can see, I'm holding it straight up. You can't even see what I'm filing. That's how straight it is. Now if I was holding it like this, you would be able to see. If I was holding it at an angle, you would be able to see. But being that I'm holding it straight up, you can barely see. So I'm just going in and I'm going to file that and blend it into the nail, the side of the nail tip. Okay, so now we're going to dust that off. Okay, as you can see, there is a big difference, because if you look, there's a little piece of nail hanging off on this side, and then on this side there's no nail because we filed that and blended it into the trainer hand's nail bed. So you guys, so now I'm going to go in on the same side with a straight hand and a straight edge, and I'm going to file that straight, you guys. So again, we're not going like this, we're not going like this, we're going straight to get it with the nail bed. And also, when I am going in straight, I'm not touching this part of the nail at all. This part of the nail is not being touched. I'm only going on this edge to file in this nail tip. So I'm gonna go in again with a straight edge, and it's gonna be so straight that you guys are not even gonna be able to see what I'm doing. But I'm filing again the nail tip into the trainer hand's nail bed. So again, you guys, I'm going in and I'm just gonna gently file that. So this is so straight up that you can't even see what I'm doing, but I'm just going in. I'm just going in and I'm filing this straight so that it is seamless. So now that we have our nail bed blended in with the nail tip, as you can see, there's nothing hanging off anymore. So now that there's nothing hanging off anymore and we have our nail bed blended into the nail tip, we're going to go in and focus on our stiletto cut. Now when I go in to define the stiletto cut, I'm going in at an angle, okay? So I'm not going in straight up like how I had it, and I'm not going like this either, but I'm going in an angle. So the best way I can describe this for all my girls who don't know their measurements, because girl, I don't either. What is a 45-degree angle? I don't know. So the best way I can describe this is, so again, you guys, I'm not going in straight like this, like how we were before. I'm not going in underneath of the nail. I'm simply going in straight but curved. So straight but curved. So if you look at my motion and pay attention, you'll see that I'm straight, but then I curve it to get along the line of the nail tip. So now that you're right here, the best guide that I can say is if you just hold it straight up to the nail bed and then literally just cover that gap. So straight up to the nail bed and then closing in that gap. So you see, straight, and then you see this gap I'm talking about. I'm going to show you. This gap here, right here, close it in. So now that we're closed in around the edge of the nail, I'm going to go in and file it at an angle. So if you can see, while I'm filing, I'm not even touching the nail bed. I'm simply focused on the nail tip. So as you can see, I'm not even touching the trainer hand's nail bed. I'm just simply focused on the tip of the nail. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to file. So now, to avoid over filing, you do a little bit at a time. So we're going to do this one. See, I'm not even touching the nail bed. It's all tip. So now I'm going to go in on my other end to avoid over filing on one end. And again, you line it up with the nail bed and you just curve it. So So you line it up with the nail bed and you curve it. So to get that perfect angle. So I'm just going to go in right now and I'm going to do the same thing that I did at an angle. I'm going to go in and file that at an angle. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not even touching the trainer hands nail bed. I'm simply just focused on the tip. Just focus on the tip. So then, there's our stiletto. So now I'm going to dust it off to see if that's what I want. So that's what our stiletto is looking at like so far. So I kind of want the tip a little more pointier. So I'm going to go back in on this side and I'm going to go at an angle. So again, we're going to hold it straight up to the nail bed and then we're going to just curve it. Hold it up to the nail bed, curve it in. Hold it up to the nail bed, curve it in to get that perfect angle. So now I'm just going to go in again a little bit and we're just going to file that down because I do want my stiletto to be a little more sharper than what it is. And again, these tips are very flimsy, so I do recommend that you get some good quality tips from Amazon. These are from Ali, these stiletto tips, so just keep that in mind. So now, to prevent overfiling, I'm going to stop on that side and I'm going to go in on the other side. So again, line it up with the nail bed, curve it in. Line it up with the nail bed, curve it in. So now I'm going to go at that perfect angle and I'm just going to file on the nail. So again, I'm not even touching the nail bed. I'm all working straight on the tip. So now that is what our stiletto is looking like. I'm going to dust it off. And just to clean up these little, as you can see, these little like tag pieces on the ends, I'm just going to go in like these pieces. Like those pieces right there on the edge. To get rid of those, you just go up under the nail straight and file up under there. We're not trying to change the shape of our nail. We're literally just trying to get those edges off. And there you go. So that is a perfect stiletto nail. Moving on to our coffin nail. You literally want to follow the same steps when it comes to blending the nail tip with the nail bed. So I'm going to just start by going in. I'm going in on the nail bed only and to blend it with the nail tip. So as you can see, I'm going straight and I'm just focused on the nail bed and the nail tip. And I'm going in straight. I'm not going in like this, I'm not going in like this, and I'm not going in like this. I'm going in straight on the nail bed. So as you can see, I'm not even touching the tip yet, because I'm simply just blending the nail bed with the nail tip. So now, as you can see, it's blended in. There's no tip hanging over on the nail like it is on this side versus this side. So we blended this in, so we're going to go in our other side and we're going to do the same thing. Again, I'm just going in straight on the nail bed and the nail tip only, and I'm blending it in. So again, I'm not even touching the tip, I'm just focused on the nail bed and the nail tip. So now, as you can see, everything is blended in neatly with the nail bed, so it's straight with our nail bed. So now we're going to focus on the tip of the nail, and we're going to get our coffin. So as you can see, this is already shaped in coffin, but we want to sharpen up the shape again, and we want to make sure that our shape is defined and perfect for our client and for us. So now I'm going to go in with the file, and again, we're going to take our file, but all we're going to do is we're going to line it up with the nail bed straight and then curve it in. Line it up with the nail bed straight and then curve it in. When we curve it in, that gives us our perfect angle. So right here, I'm lined up with the nail bed, and then all I do is curve it in. So I'm lined up with the nail bed, and all I do is curve it in for that perfect angle. So now I'm going to go in at our angle. So right now I'm going to line it up and curve it in, and then I'm going to go in and file that. And now I'm doing a straight file, you guys. I'm not doing underneath. I'm not doing on the top. I'm at a straight angle. So line it up with the nail bed, curve it in. Line it up with the nail bed, curve it in. Okay? So to prevent overfiling, you guys, we're gonna file our nail on the one side just a little bit. We're not gonna overdo it, and then we're gonna go in on our other side to make sure that we're doing even amounts and that one side is not skinnier than the other. So again, I'm gonna go in, match it up with the nail bed and curve it in. Match it up with the nail bed and curve it in. So right now I'm gonna match it up with my nail bed, which is like so, and then I'm gonna curve it in. So now I'm going to go in, and I'm going to file that nail on this side at our perfect angle. So I'm stopping just to check that what I'm doing is correct. So I think this side needs more, so I'm just going to go back in at our perfect angle, and I'm going to file that. Okay, so now I want to go back in on this side and file it. Nail bed, line it up with the nail bed, bring it in, okay? Perfect angle. So now I'm going to go in, and I'm going to just file that like so. So I'm going to do a little bit more on this side. And a little bit more on this side. And then to clean the underneath or the sides of the nail underneath and get these little pieces off, like pieces like this that are hanging there underneath the nail, we're just going to go in underneath our nail like so and do a little gentle file underneath the nail to just get those little extras off. So now that we have our shape how we want it, okay, we're gonna go in on the tip of the nail to get that defined, and we're going to go in. So now when I do my tip, I hold the file straight up. I'm not holding it like this. I'm not holding it like this. I'm holding it straight, you guys. So straight. And I'm making sure that each end of the tip is on the file, not like this or not like this, but straight up like this. So now I'm just going to go in side to side very slowly, and I'm just going to file that by holding it straight. So I do this a couple of times, and then I go in. That's all you do. Make sure that the tip, both ends of the tip of the nail are on the file straight, and then turn it. So then when you turn it, it should look like this. Both ends of the tip are still on the nail. And I'm literally just going in with my file, and I'm just going to scrape it up and down. So I'm holding it, as you can see, at a straight angle, and I'm going in up and down on the nail. So we're going to do a little more filing, and then up and down, up and down, up and down, straight up and down. Okay. So that's how our coffin nail is looking. So now, depending on you or your client, if you want it skinnier, you can definitely go skinnier by, well, again, straight on the nail bed and then curve it in, and just keep filing it like this, and then it'll get skinnier and skinnier. And yeah, but that's good for me. So now we're gonna move on to our tapered square. So here we have our tapered square tip, and again, like how I did with the last two nails, I'm going to go in on the nail bed and blend that nail bed with the nail tip. So as you can see, I have my hanging over pieces. Okay. So now I'm going to go in straight. So again, I'm not going in like this. I'm not going in underneath. I'm not going in at an angle. I'm going in to blend the bed with the tip. So now I'm just going to go in at a straight angle, as you can see me doing, and I'm blending that. So at this point, we're not focused on the tip yet again. We're just focused on blending the nail tip with the nail bed. So right here, I'm just going in straight. As you can see, I'm not even touching the tip of the nail, and we're just going to blend that. Okay, once that is blended, it's going to look like so. So as you can see, I have this side blended, but this side is not blended yet. So that is the difference. You'll see a piece of tip here, and then on this side you won't see it. So now I'm going to go in on this side, and we're going to blend our bed with our tip. So as you can see, I'm not even touching the tip of the nail. I'm not even touching the tip of the nail. This is all blend work right here. I'm not touching the tip with the nail. I'm not touching the tip. I'm not touching the tip. I'm just blending that bed with that nail. So as you can see, I'm not even touching the tip, you guys. I'm just blending that bed with that tip. So as you can see, everything is blended perfectly. This tapered square is so simple because we're just going in straight. So as you can see, and now that the nail tip and the nail bed are lined up, it's going to come to a perfect straight line. Okay, so before we were doing this, now that the nail is blended in, we're just gonna go up and straight up and down angle. So I'm going in straight right now with my nail file. I'm not going in on top of the nail. I'm not going in underneath the nail. I'm going in straight. So hold that file straight to you, and just file it. It's very simple, you guys. Super simple. So tapered square is a skinnier square cut. So as I file, I'm making sure I'm keeping the file aligned with the nail bed, and I'm just going straight. That's how you do it. So you're not going at an angle like how we did before, because this is just straight. So we're just going in straight. So the best way I can describe it is to line it up with the nail bed. Line it up with the nail bed, right? And then hold it in to little, it's not so much of a curve, but we're filling in the space right there. So line it up with the nail bed and just hold it in. Line it up with the nail bed, hold it in, okay? And it's not at an angle, it's straight. So we're not going in like how we did before, so much like so. right? We're not doing that. We're just going in straight. So then on this, we're going to do the same thing on the same side. We're just going in straight, you guys. So this is the only nail that you will be filing the nail bed and the tip at the same time, because we're going in at a straight angle. Okay. So the nail bed and the tip are the file's gonna be touching the nail bed and the tip this entire time while we're filing. Okay, so to keep that nail straight. That's how you keep the nail straight. You line it up with the nail bed and the tip, and that'll keep your nail straight. Okay? So we're doing the same thing on both sides. Again, on the tip, we're going in at a straight angle. We're just going to file it in. You want to make sure that both sides of the tip of the nail are touching on the file so you get an even straight file. You want to make sure your nail is straight so you get an even straight file. And you're just going side to side. And then you're just turning it, holding it. Make sure it's straight. Make sure both ends are on the tip. Make sure your nail is straight. And then you're turning it. And then you're turning it like so, and then you're just going to go up and down on the nail while holding it straight. Up and down on the nail while holding it straight. So there is our tapered square nail after we have dusted it off and everything. So you guys, as a recap, here is our stiletto nail. Here is our coffin nail, and here is our tapered square nail. So again, you guys, if you want to get the coffin straighter, just go in at an angle like I showed you guys and file the tip of the nail only. Tip of the nail only. Okay? So I hope that helped you guys. Please comment down below if this did help you guys. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into my video. Give this video a big thumbs up if it helped you. And subscribe to my channel, you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.